Before the pact, before the silence, Briarwood made a choice. Fear spoke louder than truth, and when fear is fed, it demands a sacrifice. Something stirred beneath the town and fed off its fear. The coven tried to contain it, so a life was given and the well was closed. But not all wounds were buried with it. When it ended, the coven was gone. But some things do not stay sealed forever. In the quiet town of Briarwood, magic was a whispered rumor. Only a few still carried the bloodline of witches. Elara, a young black witch with violet-tinted eyes, practiced her craft in secret. Healing charms, protective wards, nothing dangerous, until the night the wolves came. Elara kept her magic quiet, just herbs, charms, a touch of light, but warnings were stirring, warnings she couldn't ignore.
The borders taste wrong tonight. Metallic, like rain before a storm.
It's rumor, Auntie. Pacts pass through every fall.
Passing wolves don't leave scars on the wind. You need to ward the north road.
Miss Elara, livestock pens have been torn open. Folks are scared. If you can, whatever you do, quietly.
All right. I'll weave protection wards tonight, but nothing more.
She promised protection, but protection often comes with a price. When rumors spread of a rogue pack threatening Briarwood, Elara cast a binding spell to protect the town's borders. Her circle glowed with red-gold light, words spilling from her lips like fire. But something went wrong. Her words steady, her heart uncertain. She dared a spell she was never meant to cast alone.
Blood to blade, breath to boundary, home stays out, home stays safe. Blood to blade, breath to boundary, home stays out, home stays safe. Blood to blade, breath to boundary, home stays out, home stays safe.
A wolf, not a beast, but a shifter named Kaelen, stumbled into the circle. Instead of trapping him, the spell wrapped around them both.
No! Stop!
Too late.
Golden threads of magic tethered his soul to hers. His body convulsed, her chest burned, the bond sealed.
What? What did you do?
Me! This is your magic!
Wait, no! You're a wolf! You shouldn't have been able to cross that!
I'm not a rogue! My pack protects this town!
The spell did not seal the road. It sealed their fates.
That wasn't meant for you!
I'm no intruder. I came to warn your town. And now your magic's got me by the throat.
A binding.
To you? Perfect. You need to undo this.
My aunt. Aunt Morel will know. We need to go to her house.
That kind of spell shouldn't have been done alone. Why wasn't your aunt with you?
I didn't ask for help. Most people know better than to walk into a spell circle.
Most witches know better than to attempt one like that alone.
I didn't have a choice.
There's always a choice.
Not when you're the only one left.
Panicked and afraid, Elara dragged Kaelen to the only person who might understand the bond, her Aunt Morel, the last keeper of coven knowledge. She's Elara's surviving coven kin, the only witch left with enough knowledge of the old ways. Kaelen is furious. He never wanted a witch near his pack, let alone in his veins. Elara is horrified. She only meant to protect her town, not bind herself to a wolf.
You tethered a wolf, child. Forbidden craft.
He crossed mid-cast. I didn't mean.
Didn't matter. Something else was watching. Pushed me in.
A pain link. Her spells burn you. Your wounds bleed her.
I'll undo it.
If it's sealed true, undoing it will scar. Both of you.
Add it to the pile.
You've done what even our elders feared. A bond. Between witch and wolf. Cursed or fated.
Aunt Morel, it wasn't supposed to happen like this. I only meant to cast a shield, not bind us.
Whatever you did, it's killing me. Every time my heart beats, I feel hers clawing at me.
Not killing, boy. Binding. The spell twisted itself into a tether. Rare, dangerous, and near impossible to undo.
A tether?
You are linked, body and soul. When one bleeds, the other feels the wound. When one stumbles, the other falters. It is a bond of pain before it ever dares become anything else.
So I can't even take a step away without her shadow dragging after me?
You can, but the further you drift, the heavier the tether pulls. At a distance, it gnaws at the mind, headaches, weakness, distraction. Too far, and it could break you both.
We're trapped.
Not trapped. Entangled. And there is more. Your emotions will bleed through. Rage, fear, longing. Neither of you can hide from the other now.
Then you'd better find a way to break it. Because I won't live my life chained to a witch.
Chains bind. This is something else. It can destroy you both, or make you stronger than you've ever imagined. Which path it takes depends on how you face it. When your breaths align, the tether finds its rhythm. It stops pulling against you and starts moving with you. Your heartbeats will sink, and you could become stronger and more powerful.
This is madness. I won't be chained to her.
Elara flinches, but not at his words. Her breath catches, eyes widening. She presses a hand over her chest as if struck.
Stop, please. You're angry and it's burning through me.
Kaelen freezes, startled. His fists unclench as he realizes his fury is spilling into her. He looks at her, truly seeing it.
You felt that?
The tether doesn't lie. Rage, fear, desire. Whatever you bury, the other will carry.
Kaelen looks away, jaw tight. Elara's hand trembles against her chest, but she steadies it, glaring at him.
Then you'd better learn to control it before it destroys us both.
Mayor Hollis called a town meeting to discuss the situation at hand. The town council hall, Timber Hall, is full. Murmurs ripple through the crowd as Elara and Kaelen enter. Hollis raises his hands.
Quiet. Quiet. You all know why we're here. Rogues on the border, whispers in the wood. And now, this. A bond. Between a witch and a shifter. Unexpected and unpredictable.
He gestures to Kaelen and Elara. Although the bond cannot be seen by human eyes, it was felt in the atmosphere.
You've stood in this hall before, Kaelen, when your pack swore to keep the rogues from our borders.
And we did. When the fire spread last winter, who drove the beasts back? My uncle. My patrols.
And we paid the price in grain and steel. A bargain struck long before you were born.
A bargain that keeps your walls standing.
A ripple of murmurs through the crowd. Hollis exhales, lowering his voice.
You've always been steady, Kaelen. Not like your beta Rourke. Not like the others. That's why the town listens when you speak. But now that you are basically chained to her...
His gaze flicks to Elara, then back.
How can I ask them to trust it?
Because the rogues don't care for bargains, Mayor. And because you know me well enough to believe I'd never stand here if I thought she was a danger to any of you.
Silence settles, tense and heavy. Some townsfolk nod. Others shake their heads. Historically, witches in Briarwood are seen as double-edged. Their magic can protect or curse. Townfolk tolerate Aunt Morel because she's older, cautious, and only uses small magics, herbs, charms. Elara, however, is younger, untested, and rumors swirl regarding her being more powerful, although she has always worked hard to keep her magic hidden and under control.
Briarwood stands on a knife. Rogues at the farms. Kaelen, you said a witch's shield could hold. If that's true, say it here.
Kaelen steps forward, feeling Alara's nerves buzz through him.
If she meant harm, you'd have seen it already. She's been part of this town longer than most of you have held those seats. I stepped into her spell circle. This wasn't an attack. The bond isn't a weapon against you. It's a leash we're both learning.
A leash? On our heir.
Rourke. On both of us.
Rourke turns and addresses the townfolk.
He can't see straight. She bound him. What else might she bind? Your doors? Your children?
I don't want your children, your doors, or your mayor. I want this town safe.
She chained him. What if she chains the rest of us?
Mind your tongue. My niece is no slaver.
Maybe not on purpose, but if she can bind a wolf, what else can she bind?
The crowd murmurs again, split between fear and faint hope. Hollis raises his hand.
Enough. Elara's lived among us since she was a child. You've all come to her door for remedies and charms. She's not our enemy, but she has stepped into powers none of us understand, and that makes folk afraid. Even me.
Then hear me. She meant to shield Briarwood. I stepped into her circle. The bond wasn't chosen, but it doesn't make her a threat to you.
You can't see it, Kaelen. She bound you without meaning to. What happens when she tries something greater?
Then say it plain, girl. Can you shield us? Truly?
I can try. But the magic runs through him now. If I push too far, it will burn us both.
So her safety costs us ours.
Our safety costs all of us. Pick your danger. The rogues won't.
Murmurs begin again, some fear, some grudging hope. Just as Mayor Hollis is about to speak again,
Positions. Everyone.
Wolves. On me.
Elara, stay behind me.
they begin running outside to the square. At the edge of the town square, a pair of rogues burst from fog, eyes blazing red.
Drive them past the smithy, narrow the lane.
Kaelen engages, takes a claw rake across ribs. Elara gasps, hand to her side, matching pain. Elara begins chanting.
Circle, narrow, hold. Circle, narrow, hold. Circle, narrow, hold.
A gold-violet dome blooms from her palms, wobbling. The dome's hum trembles. Sparks whip down the tether into Kaelen, his knees buckling.
Keep it small, not a flood. Elara, breathe with me, slow, steady. Match my breath.
He adjusts his rhythm to her breath. Their heartbeat begins to sync. She tightens the circle. Rogues slow as if wading through water. Rourke slams one aside, the other snaps at Elara. Kaelen intercepts, a precise strike. Mayor Hollis began rallying the townsfolk.
Move, now.
The rogues retreat, snarling into shadow. The dome flickers out. Elara sags. Kaelen catches her by reflex, both breathing hard, not letting go. Townsfolk stare, terrified and grateful in equal measure. They didn't save the town. They saved a minute the town could stand in. After the skirmish, Elara and Kaelen walked to a clearing to catch their breath. The sounds of nature and crickets calmed them, the tether between them glowing not as chain, but as pulse of shared strength. They noticed Rourke walking towards them with two other shifters at his back. Kaelen's wolf rose to the surface, and he instinctively moved protectively in front of Elara. Rourke's eyes narrowed as he noticed.
You fought well together, but don't think that means I trust whatever this bond is.
You don't have to trust it. Just trust me. I've always been loyal to the Pact.
It's not just about you. The Pact depends on a leader who isn't tangled up in witch magic. The town is concerned, and so am I. One mistake, and you could drag us all down.
We're not trying to control anyone. I'm just trying to protect the town. The bond is new to us too.
Then prove it. Keep him safe. And if you can't, I'll be the first to stand between the Pact and this magic.
Rourke turns and walks away, leaving Elara and Kaelen to exchange a look, a mix of relief and the weight of the challenge ahead. To Kaelen's pack, she was a threat. They stood beneath the moon, caught between instinct and choice. Standing close, closer than before, not touching, but not pulling away either. Alara's breath catches. Kaelen's jaw tightens. The tether didn't ask, it pulled.
I could unmake it tonight. With the help of Aunt Morel, we could try to break the bond.
Or we use it. Together. Until the rogues are ash.
You don't even like witches.
I don't like many things. But I hate watching towns burn.
A step closer, barely noticeable. His eyes hold hers. The tether pulses stronger, sudden. Elara inhales sharply. Kaelen stiffens, feels it too. For a moment, everything narrows. The distance between them feels like too much. Alara's hand lifts slightly, without thinking. Kaelen notices, doesn't stop her. One step closer, and the bond might become something neither of them could control.
That's not your pack.
No, it's not.
Rogue voice from shadows echoes.
Careful, little key. Keys belong in locks.
Over my dead body.
That's the plan.
Key? What do you mean by that? What is that?
Not something we can face alone.
They back away, hands almost touching, tether bright as a nerve. Elara grips Kaelen's arm.
Circle of stillness. Breathe with
Kaelen
me.
shifts, partially making Elara gasp in pain. Behind them, faint glowing eyes appear in the darkness. Wolves or something worse lurking. They sink, pulse steadies. The circle ripples outward, slowing the advancing shapes, but they weren't the only ones the bond was strengthening. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode of The Witch's Binding, coming soon.